Hi everyone, my name is Erica Marie and I'm here today to answer a question regarding human sex trafficking. And that question states, what is the most surprising thing that you found when you started getting involved with human sex trafficking? Well, after navigating the darkness of human trafficking, I discovered many things that surprised me, but due to this 3-minute time constraint, I'm not going to be able to discuss this as a global issue. I'm going to bring it down and we're going to look just at human sex trafficking within the United States of America, okay? So I discovered that there are two main barriers within the United States of America, and this is across the board in every single state. Number one barrier, and please know when I say child, I mean below the age of 18, so 17 and below. So number one barrier is children are most vulnerable here in the United States because they cannot receive any kind of assistance or help without first having the consent of a legal guardian or CPS involvement, okay? So here's the child, here's the barrier, here's the services. You're probably wondering why would a legal guardian or CPS who are meant to protect their children actually be a barrier? Well, let me explain. So the 4 gateways into human sex trafficking within the United States are, number 1, the child goes through what's called a grooming process, aka the Romeo effect. And this is done by a network of people called the family that look for vulnerable, particularly runaway children, where they find on the streets, they take them in and they groom them into sex trafficking, okay? That is the most common. Number 2 is actually the least common avenue into sex trafficking, and that is through abduction or kidnapping. Believe it or not, it's actually the least common, okay? The third is their own parents, their own legal guardians are exploiting their own children. And 4, foster care. The foster care system is a breeding ground for exploiting children, okay? And here's why. I'm going to tell you a quick story. My friend Lainey, this is how I got involved with human sex trafficking. It was her story. She's in her 40s now, but she is a second-generation trafficked victim. Her mom was trafficked, started being trafficked at the age of 16. She was taken away from her mother, and she was put into the foster care system. And at the age of 3, she started being trafficked by her own foster parents. Okay, she was exploited all the way up until she was 16, when she ran away, and she worked 3 jobs to be able to have money to get her own apartment because she had no support system. Okay, so moving on to the second barrier, and that is federal and state prosecutors are failing to prosecute human sex trafficking cases, which therefore these victims are not receiving any kind of restitution. Now remember, guys, human sex trafficking is a $1 billion, even more, billion dollar industry. This is the revenue that's being made off of people. And these children, these people that are being trafficked are not receiving any kind of money, okay? They're not even getting restitution, okay, after they've, been able to get out of human trafficking, okay? So when I was prosecuting cold rape cases, I asked my mentoring DA, I said, how many human trafficking cases have been prosecuted here in this county in the last 30 years? And he said, I don't know, I got to get back to you on that. And he came back and he said, Erica, there's only been around 6 cases ever, prosecuted for human trafficking. And I said, that doesn't make sense to me, given that I can look at statistics on, Polaris, and it says that this place is huge in human sex trafficking. The numbers didn't match up, guys, okay? So then taking a look, that was the state level. So then looking at a federal level, there was this article I read back in 2015. It was stating that only 24% of human sex trafficking cases were actually receiving any kind of restitution when the prosecutor was prosecuting this case. And I'm like, only 24% were receiving restitution, and out of that 24%, only 9% was actually human sex trafficking cases where they were getting restitution, because there is a difference. Human trafficking where they are providing a service such as nannying, being a maid, being a gardener, or being there to do hair and nails, okay, they were actually getting restitution over these cases that were actually sex trafficking cases, and that didn't make sense to me, because you would think the one that's being, sexually abused would actually get more in restitution. And I think the reason why for this is because there was a legal monetary equivalent that prosecutors could go say, hey, listen, they kept these, children, or they kept these people here doing this, trafficking work, and we're going to take a look at a nanny makes $20 an hour, so this is the amount of time that these people were in, this, establishment, and this is how much the restitution is. But there's no legal measure, monetary measure for sex trafficking, because sex is illegal here in the United States. It's illegal to buy and it's illegal to sell, okay? Okay, guys, please know that we can all make a difference. Be the change you want to see in the world. Please know that we all are contributing in human sex trafficking, believe it or not. And you can go on what is www.slaveryfootprint.org, and you can actually track yourself to see how many slaves you have purchased here within the United States of America, okay? Okay, guys, I hope that helped answer that question for you. My name is ericamariefrey, and you can look at my contact information on LinkedIn. My email is ericamariefrey@gmail.com if you have any questions. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.